Hey guys, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming full moon in the sign of Leo, and that's going to be occurring Wednesday at Wednesday the 12th at 8:53 a.m. Eastern Time. Before I do that, yes, I am dressed in Eagles green. I am actually recording this on Super Bowl Sunday, so this could be wishful thinking right here. This could be, a prediction, or this could just be, loyalty tried and true. Because no matter what, win lose later today, we're always going to be loyal Eagles fans. So go Birds. Now we get that out of the way. Well, once I post this, of course, we'll know the outcome of the game. I ain't trying to predict that for y'all. Let the boys on the field play this game, and we'll all watch to see how it happens. You know where my money's at, though. Anyway, so let's get into this full moon in Leo. So first of all, my oil blend that I created for this celestial event is called Magnetism, because Leo is definitely, it's fire, it is strength, it is passion, it's courage, it is energy, it is just the star on stage, right? And so the magnetism blend really kind of embodies in the Leo energy of, opposites attract, opposites repel sometimes too, or magnets repel sometimes too, which depends which side it's on. But most Leo personalities are very magnetic, right? People are just drawn to them because of all of the qualities that I just listed. This full moon is going to be very heavily weighted. There are a lot of signs that are not even coming to the party on this full moon, and you'll see when I share the charts after I post this video of what exactly I'm talking about. This is mostly going to be felt by all of our fixed signs, minus Scorpio, because this is an interesting thing. I've actually never seen this happen before, so good or bad, good for you, Scorpio, or maybe not so good. You're not really going to be feeling the intensity of this full moon like all the other fixed signs. Which is, of course, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. So Taurus is definitely playing a part in this. Scorpio's just going to be out kind of observing it all play out. So lucky you. Now it's going to be intense, and of course it's the full moon right before Valentine's Day. So let's talk about where our planets are, or aspects are. We have 5 and fire. I'm going to need that for a little bit of sizzle. 13 aspects to air. So this is going to be very much about ideas, about energy, exchange of ideas, communication, things like that. Only one planet in Earth, and guess what planet that is? Well, guess what sign that is? That's Taurus. And then we have 8 and water. So water's gonna, lend some emotion to it, but it's not gonna be heavily weighted that way. This is pretty much a chart, pretty much all air, okay, with some of that fire to give it that spark, that Leo spark that we need. All right. So also Pisces and Cancer have something to play in this. So they're going to be feeling this. Those are the water signs that are in play. Like I said, Scorpio's out of it, surprisingly. So let's talk about this. So we have Sun and Mercury conjunct. Obviously, they're in the same sign right now in Aquarius. So this is lending a creative, artistic, and for stage performers, people whose job or whose passion is being on stage in front of a large audience. Now, both of these are square Uranus in Taurus. So this is going to lend, unfortunately, to a bit of a selfish, eccentric, inconsiderate vibe. There's also some mental exhaustion attached with this, and rebellion to attract attention. Well, that is Taurus, and that is Uranus, and that is Aquarius, okay? I do want to mention, the body, parts of the body that are associated with Leo are the heart, blood pressure, and circulation. So take care to just keep an eye on those things if you have issues with those, or just eat right, exercise to keep those things working in top form. So anyway, back to this Sun conjunct Mercury square Uranus. The inconsiderate and just kind of there's a little harshness, because both Leo and Aquarius can be very blunt, can be a little bit just assertive, or sometimes people will call it aggressive for certain people's tastes. And so just if that's you, or be aware of that. Also be aware that other people around you might be behaving in the same way. Okay. Now, of course, with our moon in Leo, this is all, moon in Leo loves praise and admiration. Unfortunately, they don't know how to act when they get it, though. They either get withdrawn, a little awkward, a little bit shy. So they definitely desire that social status. And they have the ability for it. But again, they're kind of weird with it once they get it. Okay. They can either really let it go to their head, or they can just kind of get awkward and withdraw. So the biggest lesson here, the biggest message I have for this placement and this energy is to learn to accept feedback and criticism for improvement, because everyone has room for improvement, and stop making excuses for your behavior for this, that, or the other, for whatever reason. Stop making excuses. There is a good playful energy with this, especially with young people and children. You do need to take this word of caution, word of, make this mental note, though. Stop thinking everything is about you, and stop taking everything as praise or an insult geared towards you. People, like Leo has this, well, because I am the star of the universe, everything that is done around me is in direct relation to me. And it's not, Leo. It's really not. So, and if that is you, or if that's part of your personality, just remember, people act and reacts according to what is going on in their own life and who they are. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. All right. So we do have moon, of course, is opposite sun with this, and also the moon is opposite Mercury in Aquarius. So this could lead to some memory issues, an inclination to gossip, deception, lies, and especially deceiving or lying to yourself or fooling yourself. So stay on guard for that. Also, just be on guard that maybe a lot of things that people are saying or doing over the energy of this full moon is not above board. So be on guard for that. And we all might have some trouble interpreting other people's motives properly. So full moons can be very intense, right? They can be exhausting. They can be draining. So again, this is where you want to charge your crystals. You want to diffuse. You want to get, meditate a little bit. Of course, that Leo energy, though, is going to give us a lot of passion, a lot of energy, especially to get through, up following a couple of days after that, Valentine's Day. So, this spicy blend, this spicy, warm, florally blend that I made for the Leo full moon is great, not only to diffuse during the full moon, but it's a great thing for Valentine's Day. It's a great gift. Okay. So we're going to get back into over here. Do I have you on this side? No, I don't. I have you over here. So we have, next up, the moon is square Uranus in Taurus. So again, moon is in Leo. It's square Uranus in Taurus. This is going to lead to people feeling they've been wronged. Also, again, that energy of wanting or enacting radical changes. There's chaos to this energy a little bit. There's people with this placement, or it could be a disruption of family life, alternative lifestyles, feeling separate from society, community, and families. So again, with the energy of this, a lot of us are going to be feeling the love, or a lot of us are going to be feeling the spark and closeness. But a lot of people who are not like that, or don't have that at this time of year, are going to be feeling that separation from society, not feeling at home, not feeling comforted by this energy, might in fact react out of jealousy or anger, explosive emotions, imbalance, emotional tension, and all of that. So just with all of this energy and charisma and go with the Leo moon, just be sure to be kind. Like, if you have the tendency to be a little bombastic or over the top, just step back and realize how your energy might be affecting other people. Not everyone's going to like it. And if you are one of those people that don't like that energy or are withdrawing at this time, just remember, just know that about yourself, but be kind to other people. That's really all, the best way to work with this energy. All right. So we talked a little bit about Mercury is in Aquarius. This is conjunct the sun. This is opposite the moon. This is square Uranus. We just talked about that. So this does, Mercury in Aquarius, again, leads to some extreme views, a strong desire for independence. This opposition does kind of have a tendency to force opinions on other people, uncompromising, liking to argue about opinions, and get involved in movements and ideas that are probably not widely accepted now, but will be widely accepted and utilized in the future. Okay, so that's the good out of all that chaos and extreme views. But unfortunately, under this energy, sometimes the creative activity can be considered destructive and chaotic and rebellious. So be on guard for that. Be on guard if that is you. Also be on guard for other people. Everyone's going to be feeling that itch. Except, again, and we'll get into it a little bit later, the energy and the planets that are just not either invited to the party or did not accept the invitation. Okay. So Venus is in Aries. Again, Aries is a fire sign. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty. So this is really a great transition, or transit for our upcoming, not only for the full moon, but our upcoming Valentine's Day weekend. So the one thing about Venus in Aries, though, I do got to spill the tea on this one. Venus in Aries is immoral and shameless in pursuit of their object of desire. They're very impulsive, impatient, and uncivilized. Because of that, though, that shamelessness and very in-your-face aggressiveness when it comes to pursuing the object of their desire, they're very, very popular with the opposite sex usually, because they're very showy. However, this energy also brings the tendency to rush relationships and marriages, rush into them too quickly, and then they inevitably don't last because there was really no thought put into it to just, I want it and now it's mine. There is a caution in this also of spending too much money. That can be that, and the impulsive energy of Venus and Aries can lead to family misfortune. Okay. This can also, if you are single at this time, this could be someone, or this could be the energy of getting into multiple relationships or partnerships. That basically start and end in that same way. They're very passionate, very showy, very, very assertive, very just quick, fiery, exciting in the beginning, and then they burn out just as quickly. So this is not going to lend to any, if you're starting any relationships at this time, that's probably what's going to happen, okay? So Venus in Aries is sextile Pluto in Aquarius, so this does lend to the ability and the desire to experience love and relationships deeply, but you expect the same from your partner, as you're putting in, which also ultimately can bring disappointment and conflict because they're just not, they don't know how to do that. You are give, almost kind of love bombing. And they're like, yeah, I really want to be in this relationship too, but that's not the way that I express it. And then there's tension there. Okay. This does lend to a talent for publicity and media. Definitely adds sex appeal and sizzle, brings all the sizzle in this chart. So Venus and Aries, you are doing your thing for this full moon into Valentine's weekend for sure. Now, we have Mars in Cancer, which we talked about before. Mars does not like being in Cancer. Mars is the planet of passion and fiery energy and drive. But it is sextile, it's trine Saturn. And Mars in Cancer does not like being here. It is a water sign that is too emotional for Mars in Cancer. If Mars and Venus were both in Aries, man, it would be a firework performance. But unfortunately, like Mars in Cancer during this reading, this chart is throwing water on the passion party. Okay. Like they're just kind of, Mars in Cancer is just dousing the flames here. They are though, and this energy is very good for tireless workers, careful and consistent, entrepreneurial energy and people, organization, stability, and security. Definitely not a risk taker, but can easily deal with challenges. Okay, so you know, if you're going after your object of desire and they're just not having it, Mars and Cancer is to blame for that for sure. Now, our outer planets, we've talked about these in the last few readings or the last two full and new moons. Jupiter is still in Gemini. There's no major aspects to Gemini at this point or to Jupiter. Saturn is in Pisces, which is trine Mars. We just talked about that. And we also, with Saturn and Pisces, we're still dealing with that needing to balance your own needs or versus and taking care of yourself versus the needs of other people around you, okay? Uranus is in Taurus. We've already talked about that. This is definitely the problem child of the chart, Uranus and Taurus. It is square the sun, moon, and Mercury, and that is definitely giving us some problems with this chart as well. Neptune is in Pisces again, has been for a while, will be for a very long time to come. And this is, you know, they're in their own side, but they're just out there. They're doing their own thing, and there's no major aspects in this full moon to Neptune. Pluto is still in Aquarius, will be for a very long time. This is the freedom, the eccentricity, and will be for years. And sextile Venus, which we just talked about as well. So, just a little recap. Our fixed signs, which are Aquarius, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, of course, hello, Leo, Magnetism, Taurus, are definitely, this chart is heavily weighted in that. So this one, we are going to feel the energy the most. Scorpio was not invited to the party or just decided like I have better things to do. So the Scorpio energy is just sitting back and observing this one. Also like, Capricorn, Sag, and Scorpio. Like I said, well, I mentioned Scorpio, but Capricorn and Sag really don't have anything to do with this either. They're just kind of also sitting back, and either they weren't invited to the party or they have another thing to do, and they're just going to sit back and observe the show. So we have signs with planets or significant stars, but no major aspects in this chart are Libra, Virgo, and Gemini. So again, they're observing objectively, not too affected either way. They maybe have been invited to the party, maybe decided not to come, or maybe are attending the party of this chart, but are kind of wallflowers and just or supporting characters at this time, okay? So what that means for people with those major placements is that you're not really going to be affected by the energy, but you're going to be all right. The people who are going to be affected the most, challenged the most, but also have the biggest opportunity for growth under this full moon are, again, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. All right. Any question, guys? Definitely inbox me. But that is, again, going to be Wednesday morning around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Get your hands on some magnetism. Charge your crystals. Diffuse. Meditate. Ground yourself. But still enjoy the fire and the spark and the passion. That's what kind of keeps life interesting and fun, right? And we're not saying it's all bad. It's just, tamper it down if it needs to be. That's all. All right. We'll talk soon. Bless be, namaste, and all that good stuff.